I had to do something that I couldn't continue in time. So I'm back, and I was somewhere around the collateral part. And after we managed to provide bank that collateral as a plot or the share, right share, and once the procedure has completed, bank freezed our account. Yes, and they said no more transactions. They issued legal notice that they would need money. I said previously 90 days, but there was no 90 days. They had written as soon as possible. All right, I'm going to show you the photo of the letter. I still have it. And they said as soon as possible. There was no 90 days timeline. Even though we had a discussion with them, they will at least provide a 90 days window, but they did not do that. And they said as soon as possible. Otherwise, we have other procedure. Then we will go, like maybe they had something in mind that we are a pure criminal and we had did this on purpose. And whatever they are facing, they would run into a situations from us, and may we will flee. We will disappear. What they thought must be, and they said, "This is your timeline. Deal with it. Whatever you do, do it. We want our money back." Because there was, I don't know. It's not that clear anyway. Bank never discovered the how much money were claimed back by the issuer, and it's all just once they came to realize that we had run into a situation, they I could be wrong, but I have assumed that they found a very good chance of making money. It could be wrong, maybe my assumptions may have no point, but the way bank reacted was suspicious. Why? I'll tell you. Before each and every transactions, whatever we have done, it's written on the statement. All right, all the settlements the bank has done also has it's written on the investment statement. You can clearly see it, but in those statements there are no explanation. It's just dot 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 payment, dot 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 payment, something very unusual. Every transaction will have remarks. All right, if I pull out like 100,000, there would be a name, the who I have issued to, or who had issued me a check. There would be my name, and also I had to write the purpose, why he gave it to me, or why I have given to somebody. I would have to write the purpose, also known as remarks, and the date. Date is there. That date is there. There is no issue, but there are no any explanation. Who has got the money? Who has not got the money? What was the name? And who actually filed it? Who assigned the amount? Nothing. All right. Even what is most suspicious is that out of nowhere, without any transactions, without any deposit, or without any deposit, the bank has added 19 lakhs and 88,000 to my bank account. Yes, that's right. Out of nowhere, without any transaction, without any deposit, without any issuer, bank has added 19 lakhs 80 to 85,000. I'm not quite sure, but it is 90 lakhs, very close to 20 lakhs. And then maybe after maybe same day they have deducted the same amount, and again same amount, it's 2 times. All right, 19 lakhs. Just give me a moment. I'll just, okay, now I have the statement. If you can see, Macha Puchure Bank, and if you can see, it's my company name says Omega Entertainment. All right, and if I come to, oh yeah, it's 19 lakh and 87,000. Yeah, it's 19 lakh 87,000 on the date of 1906 2018. Must be January, February, March, April, May, June. It's June. Sorry, I couldn't get the specific date before. This is June 19. The first transaction date was May 22, and the bank suspicious activity starts here in 1906 2018. They added 19 lakhs and 87,000, and the same date they deducted the same amount, and again one more same amount. It's like 2 times they have deducted whatever the added amount, and after deducting the added amount there is also one more deduction with the same amount. It's 2 times. And there are other deductions as well in 2006 126,000, and again in 2007 2018 it was 11, it's like 11 lakhs 78,000. Okay, and there are on and on and on. I'll just snap it and then I'll post it, or I'll provide it some sort of way that you could have it, or you can see by yourself. So the point here is how that money came. No one explained that. Nobody knows. No one would know. No one tell us. When I asked to the bank what is going on with these transactions, they said it's just a technical error, that human made error, that somebody, instead of deducting, somebody who were operating, I don't know, who were assigned to the task, had made a mistake. Instead of deducting, he made a deposit. That's not a real explanation, because somebody with that rights, somebody had with such a responsibility in the bank, would no one add that amount to a customer's account, especially the one who has gotten into situation or causing the problems. All right, and I was not very satisfied with that answer. However, I had to deal with it, and there was a very limited window time frame that we have to give money back to the bank. They had issued letters after letters after letters. They also invited me several times to the bank. They had shown me several ways of getting the money back, whether it's mutually, whether it's forcefully. They had also introduced me to the recovery team. There was this ex-DSP or something like that, I don't know, maybe. He had said that we would go to the legal actions. I said, okay, go. I had no issues because I was not doing the wrong thing, so I was not in the part, even though my account had been used. I had pretty good explanation. Okay, we hadn't used the money, we gave it to someone, and someone did the fraud to us. Okay, even though we are the only visible person, I managed to One day I just managed to bring the person. I'll come to that person later. Who is the person? I'm going to reveal it with his ID. And I just managed to take him to the bank, introduce to the bank that he's the guy behind all this. After the instructions, they told the guy that you have very limited time. Whatever you're going to finish it very, very fast. Otherwise, we will do the auctions and seize your property. So he was okay with that because the property that he had, something like maybe 60 lakhs, 65 lakhs around, 40 to 45 lakhs from his right share equity, I would say, some from the promoter share from the bank, mega bank. He had this something like worth of 40-45 lakhs, right? After that, he had a plot in on maybe, I don't know, maybe somewhere in Sangla. I don't know what that is. It's somewhere up ahead from Samakoshi. It's Sangla, known as the place name. It's Sangla. And he had a plot for the worth of something like 20 lakhs. Somewhere far, very far. And he had assigned that as a collateral. And even though if the bank had seized that, the bank would have not sufficient budget. They would have not been able, they will have not be able to recover the full amount. So they put the pressure on me. The guy somehow managed to bring 10 lakhs from somewhere. I don't know. Maybe they had backup. They couldn't have whitewashed it all. They brought that 10 lakhs and deposit on my account, saying that it's on his name, his own name. He had deposited the money, and he started many ideas like to grab the money. Just he wanted to not wanted to pay back. For that, he had many ideas. Like he wanted to send me abroad. He wanted to send something. He wanted to do the program. By the incident of the bank, I was not be able to continue with the project. I spoke to the TV and we said that we need time. This time frame is not enough. We would need at least 6 month gap. And that time around, it was already Nepal Idol season 2 had started. So they also said there is a very specific window. There are programs running, and you would need to wait as well. The studio was packed, the crew was packed, so it was postponed. After postponed, I had to work with the banks. I had to deal with that. It was 1 crore, and there was also interest. Why that bank was building pressure to us is, I finally understood, is that the whatever the collateral they had given to the Visa card to bring that service to the bank with the, I actually forgot the name of that institute earlier. It was NEPS. NEPS. It is situated on Naxal. They are the people who provide digital payment gateway to various banks or financial institutions to Nepal. Alright. So the NEPS had assigned Machapuchra Bank as an official partner to the Visa card in US, where they had to manage, or let's say they will had to give some sort of cash collateral and start with the 600,000 US dollars, whatever you want to go up to. It depends on how much transactions you do internationally and what is the volume of your annual transactions. Based on that, bank would be given permissions or the limitations they had to deal with it. So the Visa was not actually getting money from our account, they were getting money from the bank's collateral. All right. Therefore, there is a collateral. If they run into any situation, they'll recover from the collateral. That's how the system works. As per the bank, they said this. So they put a lot of pressure on me. I couldn't do anything rather than put the pressure onto the guy. Later, maybe something like 3 months or something like that. Yeah. It took almost 2 years to complete. I'm coming to that. 3 months, he also had managed to pull 4 lakhs, and maybe after 6 months, he also managed to bring 20 lakhs. And again, he managed to do 45 lakhs in 1.5 year timeline. Okay. The bank somehow waited because it was money and they were getting back. They also had a collateral. So I was very became closer to the bank and their staff. They would say, sir, and I would say, sir, hello, this is going, we are doing business, you're getting interest. We somehow are being friendly. We came closer, So they also understood that I also had another project. I actually trying to team up with them, but my cash situation led me to, I was unable to do that, and something like maybe I had another TV show. I'm not going to talk about it. It is on the same television, AP1. It was one of the great successful television. I was the production consultant and the IT specialist. Yeah. If you do a little research, you would understand that what I have worked on. So I started working with them. Same time I will start dealing with the people and also the bank. It's triangular. At the same time, I also had like maybe my mom came back from US. She was in the United States, and she came back from the US. When she came, she brought the influenza. All right, the influenza, the H1N1. Our entire family slept for 2 weeks. Yeah, entire family was slept for 2 weeks, and I was barely moving. Somehow he struggled with that. I had a little 3 years old son that time. Now he's 6, and a wife. And somehow I managed to survive. My family survived, and I started working with the team, and the project was completed. After that, and I think I'd say, just give me a moment, I would give you the exact date. Somewhere in February 2019, that's the 1.5 years timeline. Yes, debit interest 2 lakhs and 24,000 back. That there are 2 transactions only for the interest. One is 2,54,942 rupee. Oh no, there's 3. Wait, give me a moment. I'm checking. Okay, yes, there are 3. Correction of the debit interest. 21,385.22. First. Second, 254,942 and 79, right? And the third one is 2,24,907.87. So almost 5-6 lakhs interest, right? So final date of closing, I guess, was April 2019. April 2019, yeah. But here it gets more interesting. The closer it gets to the settlement date, it gets more interesting. The person who had to pay had different stories. He would build instantly, whether it would take time or he would take months sometime. And then he finally showed up and said, let's do the settlement. There are ways that you need to help me. Okay, how? He said. I asked him how. So whatever the money we have to settle, it's like 55 lakhs still we had to do, and the interest plus interest, something like 60 lakhs we still had to pay to the bank, even though we had collaterals. He said that you need to help me for one day. Why? What is the reason? He said, I have the collateral on the bank. Okay, it is worth 45 lakhs. And there is a collateral, also a collateral with the plot, and it is about to sell. He was about to sell, or it is about to be sold. And he said, for one day, you would have to let me that the plot to be released and it would be sold, and the money will go to the bank. He seemed nice after maybe 2 years of struggling. I said, how? He said, whatever the collateral is there, the third party collateral is yours. Have to keep it. We'll keep it. And also I'll keep my shares, the right share I have given to the bank. All I need is a plot for one day. In order to pass that to give to someone else for ownership change, he would need one day. I said, okay. Then after 2 days he said, I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to provide to a cooperative, and they will give me loan, and by that loan I will do the settlement and then release the collateral, the remaining collateral. I'll say. I said, okay. What is my role? What I have to do? He said, you will have to provide 2 different checks. I'm also going to give the check to the cooperative, and you would have to provide the check. We both will sign the check and give to the cooperative as it's a third party assurances. Then the cooperative will release the fund, the money. How much? I said, he said around 33 lakhs. I didn't know the worth of that plot. It was 8 anna and something 2 paisa, something like that. Okay. I asked to the cooperative. They said it worth around 50 to 55 lakhs. So we can manage to give him something like 60 to 70%. But he's asking 35 lakhs. Also 2 lakhs he has already in his bank, in his account in the cooperative. He would need additional 33 lakhs. I said, okay, what is my role? I again said, you'd have to come, open an account, and be his, what is it? He said that for assurances, you would also need to be participated, and you would also be something like, maybe he said something, I don't exactly quite remember the word, that it was strange. Actually, let's say it's a third party assurances for the person that I support or he support me. There is a special term in the financial background. I'm not so close with the financial related stuff, so I'll just leave it as the third party. He is the person who's asking the loan, and I was, let's say, assurancer. I don't quite remember the word that the financial term defines that. I had to provide my check to the institutions, then the institutions will get its check as a third party assurance, then only they will reject. That was the term. And somehow that happened. Instead of 33 lakhs, they asked me 45 lakhs, just a check without the date. That's another interesting fact. And somehow I just managed to believe that he is doing this. He would need some time and support. Why would I not do that? I said, okay. He then 2 days later he showed up again and he brought me his check. That my check actually, yeah. He said, actually everything has settled down with the cooperative and now you get your check back. I was excited. I said, okay, that's cool. I instantly took it and then peeled it. I peeled it, and after 1 week, he said that he would need another help. What is the help? He said the guy who had given me the collateral, the guy from Noakot, he need his help from me. The guy also had some financial situation. I don't really know what is his needs. They somehow connected, and then the man who need to pay to the bank has convinced the person who had given me the collateral, the one from the Noakot. The Noakot guy asked him 10 lakh rupees that he would need in order to complete some financial situation. Who must not have, everybody needs money. Everybody needs money. There are no human being on earth would not need money. And something had happened. They came to an agreement, and somehow the guy convinced that Noakot guy that he will again give his plot to that same cooperative, and they will get 55 lakhs, and 10 lakhs will be given to the plot owner, and the remaining money will be used to settle the bank, and then maybe 6 months or 1 year later the guy will pay to the Noakot guy. They agreed. I have no issue. I asked him if you're okay. He said it's okay. I can trust him. So I again managed to believe that he would do that because he was already doing something like paying back. It was already 50%, something like that, 40-45%. And they set the date. Bank released the letter. The ownership changed, and the cooperative made the money ready. We had to go to the Noakot to release the plot and to give to the cooperative. It's a same day ownership change or rights change, something like that. Just a collateral to new collateral. It's just a shift from the bank to a cooperative. It's a procedure. It's 1 day completion. It will be complete in 1 day. There will be a letter from the bank, and the person from the bank, they will appear in the office of the land, and they would prove that their settlement has been done, and then they would release the plot. And the same day, the guy from the cooperative would get their ownership. So it's just a shift from one collateral to another, one institution to another institution. It's that simple. And this is legal, and it has quite common, there are many people doing it the same way. So if both party agreed, then why would I not be agreed? Somehow there was a twist. The initial plan that from the cooperative was, after the reservation of the plot, there would be 3 day timeline, or 3 days window. The money will be released after 3 days of the official reservation. Then only the money will be released. The two guys from the, I'd say, cooperative, they went with us, Nouakchott, for the reservation, and they again, listen to me, they again asked for the check. Both party. Me, I was the owner of the company. It was given to my company as collateral, even though it's third party. But I had to be the, what you would say, it's like witness. As a witness, I had to do same thing whatever they had asked me before to do with the plot of this 8 ana, previously released from the bank and got into new loan to the, I'd say, cooperative. And one cooperative does not allow same person to get another loan. This is a financial term. One person from one institution could not get two different loans at a time. One loan must be settled before the another, and that's financial term, and we must have known that. In order to get that loan, again 55 lakhs, there is already 33 lakhs, even though I had to write 45 lakhs check, and they returned me later. He returned me later. There was another loan, and it was not in the name of this Lajimpart guy, the one who is the troublemaker. Even though he had plans, but he was tied. His hands was tied because he already had loans with the same cooperative, and the cooperative would not issue loan again to the same person, even though he had different collateral. So the terms must be to a new person, must be to either me or the guy from Nouakchott. And I don't know how he convinced that. The Nouakchott guy agreed that he would take a loan of 55 lakhs. He would need only 10 lakhs, and the remaining 45 lakhs would be used by the Lajimpart guy, who had to pay to the bank. So they came to an agreement, they made a settlement, and plot was reserved, and there was 3 days timeline to get the money, and we were happily came back. I was very happy because the money has been settled, and there was a 3-day timeline. The cooperative had issued the letter to the bank. Based on that letter, the bank had released the collateral. And after 3 days, It gets more interesting here. After 3 days, when we went to the cooperative, we came to realize that there was no deal happened. Even though he had a proposal, cooperative did not accept his proposal for the loan, and the loan has not been sanctioned because it was out of their operational area. Yeah. The cooperative only would operate in 3 different districts like Kathmandu, Bhaktipur, and Lalitpur. They would not operate in Nuwakot. Therefore, earlier the loan scheme had cancelled. They returned my check, and the guy gave me that check saying that the loan had been sanctioned. I got the loan, and in order to complete the new loan, you had to do this step. And he convinced that Nuwakot guy that he would need his support to release the remaining collateral, the cash collateral. I would not say cash collateral, the right share, the promoter share, and his third party share. So interesting enough, actually, we went to that, what it said, that guy, to cooperative guy. They appears to be not the cooperative guy anymore. They were very different investors, and they would invest money on meter. You might have heard that meter interest system, how it works. In 1 year timeline, it would be double. Like whatever the money they had given would be double in 1 year timeline. So they somehow, I don't know how, managed to keep that money already to the person, the largest part guy, without reservation of the plot. What he did, that he showed that 45 lakhs of check that I given to the cooperative, and he also had a written check of 33 lakhs, and even the person name was different. It was for the check, the 45 lakhs check was for the cooperative. He said the name will be changed, there would be new check issued, and I would give him 55 lakhs check, and he would give him 55 lakhs check, and there will be plot. Basically, it's a jackpot. Based on that, my check and his check, he already had gotten money 3 or 4 days before the reservation of the plot, the ownership change, I'd say, not reservation. And he again managed to frame me, my friend, and the investor as well. This time, before it was only me. After that, the guy with the from the Nuwakot, and now the 2 people added, the investors. I don't know how full they are. I don't know how full I am. Or the guy is very clever, or I don't know, maybe. But it's been 15 days since the settlement happened, and property was released from the bank. The bank was finally okay. Settlement was done. I was quite happy on that. But there was an issue. The people who had invested, like the 2 guys from Chavil, Sifo, came to us and said the money has already been given. I asked whom? He said the Ladimpart guy. When? 3 or 4 days before the settlement, the ownership change, rights change. I was shocked, not only me, the guy, who the real owner of the Noah guy, the owner of the plot, he was also shocked. And more than us, they shocked. The guy, what he did is that he said to us that even though it's outside of the operational area of the cooperative, they would still sanction the loan, but I had to provide check to the owners. Okay, owners. There would be two owners, two different owners. The shareholders will come and they will reserve the plot on their names, and then they will get the money. So I asked why. He said it's outside of the operational area. So somehow we came to believe that. I don't know how full I am, but I still am. But it had happened. And after 15 days, we managed to sit somewhere. The two guys, me, and Noagot guy. Yeah, somehow Noagot guy got 10 lakhs. I don't know. But the person fled with remaining 45 lakhs. You know, again, he disappeared. When we gone to his home, I went to his home. Not only me, we 4 people went to his home. He fled from the home. Okay, he shifted somewhere. I don't know. I still don't know. And this time around, it was, I think, first quarter of the 2019 or second quarter. I might be wrong. Second quarter of 2019, the settlement. 1.5 years later, it was done to the bank. So I must say 1.5 years. And again, the guy had disappeared. The 2 people had no idea what went wrong. Even I had no idea, and the plot owner from the Noakot in shocked. A little bit of depression. I managed to bring back myself from the bank, but I would stuck with these 2 people. They would not return my check. But the fools, they already had returned his check, 55 lakhs. 33 lakhs for one person and 22 lakhs for one person. There was 2 exactly the same check. He issued, I issued, but somehow my issued check is there. His check was disappeared. I asked to the guys. They said we give him back. Why? He said this will be the collateral, and there is a plot. We would not have to worry about. And what about the money? Money said we gave 10 lakhs to person, okay, and the guy from Noakot, and the remaining 45 lakhs to the person from Lajin part. What he did that is he just collected the money. He went to the bank. He paid his debt and released all the collateral he had, and he flee. He disappeared. And after his disappearance, we tried to contact him many times. The person is completely lost. It's ghost. And again, the people who had given money to the guy had started to force me that I would need to pay. Why? Because I had given the check. Even though it's a really well faked plan, really brilliant plan, that they couldn't put me the pressure on, because they had the collateral and it's locked down for 5 years. either the man, the person, the real owner would do something with it, or the investor would do something on it. It's completely locked for 5 years. And we decided we will find a guy who had fled. And after maybe 1 year, recently, it was somewhere between November, December, before this second lockdown, I found him near Chabil. It's a place, Chabil. Near Chabil, I found him, and we immediately caught him. And then he managed to punch me a few and flee again. And somehow he contacted police. I had scars on my hand, my shoulder, and the body had bitten me so well. They managed to beat me because there were two guys and I was alone. So I immediately went to the Gosla police. I filed a case against. The next day he would call and he said he was innocent. He still had to get money from me, which is 55 lakhs. Sorry, 60 lakhs. What he had done is that whatever the check we issued previously, if you remember the previous story, investment time, that we issued the 9 lakhs check, somehow we forgot that, or maybe it's not come to my mind, or any one of us who was in the group. I was the only person writing the check. I completely forgot the check, and it was also very late. The validity of the check would only be 6 months, and it was already around 3 years. I didn't manage to think about it, or maybe I completely forgot about it. What he had done is that he managed to ask to his bank, not the one that we were using, the one he had, the mega bank. He went there, he managed to bounce all those checks of 55 lakhs, and he well kept it. Whenever he run into situation, he will file a case in a court. Same thing happened. I filed case in Goshala police. They could not understand the depth of my case. They sent me to the crime branch. I again had to write for Kitani Jairi, what it say, the case. I managed to explain to them, even though it took 2 days. They somehow got to understand. There was an IT person in digital payment section in crime branch of Baneshwar, New Baneshwar. I submitted, and after 1.5 months, no lead found, and the case is still. They didn't even call the man, didn't even call the person, didn't even bring the person there to ask a question. I also had complained maybe in the previous lockdown, the first lockdown. I managed to provide the information about the bank transactions and the people associated with how they scam, how they still are doing. They are still doing. I found some other people had same case, and they are still doing same thing. And maybe I thought the CIB will do something for me. They also managed to will keep the case. Something like they don't think it's necessary to dig deeper to investigate, even though I have provided sufficient information, the evidence. Bank managed to well kept it. They wouldn't release a word about the company, whatever happened, and the person plead. And now the person, when he appeared, I still don't know where he lives, but he had managed to file me a case against those checks, the one I gave to him earlier for the transactions. They preferred the cash, but it was a well written plan, well designed, I would say. It was very cleverly designed, not by one person, but there are multiple people. The bank role is very suspicious in that. The police role is very suspicious on that. And person like me, there are a lot of person like me are getting same thing, and they are not coming in front because they would be caught. They would be the first person to get investigation start with. That's the law. Alright? But somehow I didn't scare on that part because I always knew that I would have some faith on police. They would do something for me. That's not happening. That's not being done. And the person had managed to file a case. And the weird law again, if I have written the check, I must pay. There would be no explanation. There would be no any investigation. I must pay. Similarly, the guy who take the 33 lakhs check, he also had able to, I think he also been able to bounce the check, and the guy had also filed a case. 33 lakhs, it's something like 55 lakhs. You do the math. Okay, 90 lakhs straight ahead. And also, the guy who plead with the money and the plot was reserved, the guy from Noah Court is asking me to release his plot. It's been 3 years that I have lost on this cyclone of money laundering. They got around 1 crore. He paid back 45 lakhs. He again managed to frame Noah Court guy, my friend. Again, he got 45 lakhs from him. It's 90 lakhs. He barely paid like 10 lakhs from that 1 crore. 98 lakhs, he paid 8 lakhs. And the person is plead. And also now, he would file me a case and he would get the money because of the weird law. So I ask you now, after hearing this, what would you say? I still have to fight those people, the one who fled, the one who framed me, who scammed me, or the one who provided money to that Lazimpart guy, the investment. I'm talking about the investors, 2 investors who gave the 55 lakhs to that person, and he managed to give 10 lakhs to Noakot guy. He got 45 lakhs from the bank. He got 45 lakhs from the guy monthly without any investment. And I have debt of 90 lakhs and the interest is growing. You would understand, it's 3 years now. And I can no longer take this burden to my head, to my shoulder. I'm going to release it. And the way I have found is to kill myself. I have no other options. I have no other ways, even though the system is there, police is there, the investigation agencies are there, the justice is there. Nothing happens. The bank, the cooperative, the investors, and the scammers have teamed up. My project, my career, my goals, my dreams, my families, everything have destroyed because of one bloody mistake. I have done, trusting those people. I filed case in 3 different places: CIB, Gauchela Police, and there is crime branch. The Kitani Jahiri, one of the most valuable stuff that anyone would do to anyone in order to run the case. Very strong, with subsections, the crime detail, evidences, everything, whatever you have, you will submit them. They will call all the arrested person and they will lead the investigation. In my case, it's not done. Why? I don't know. The money, maybe. Money has that power. He also has some political backgrounds, which I don't. I lack on those things. I believe people extremely, I don't know why. And from 3 years, I'm dealing with such things which I can no longer hold. My life is destroyed. My life has been threatened. And after the case that I put in, they somehow came to know that I have filed a case against. They are threatening me. They are using different techniques. They have teamed up with many people as they can, and they are trying to put me down so that they would win and I would have to lose and I would have to rest in jail the rest of my life. So what kind of justice is this? What kind of system, what kind of law is this? What kind of people would make such laws? What kind of justice would be done? How many people like me, they are suffering? Why are they not been able to come forward? Why they have not been able to speak out loud? Why they are not have been able to come to file a complaint against them? And why these investigations are not been done? It's because the political influences. It's because the money. Let's take an example. I myself had given them over 90 lakhs. Like person like me, if they gather 10 in 1 year, it will be 9 crores, right? If they manage to pull 50, it would be something like 45 crores or something like that. Yeah, this is how they make money. This is how this international money laundering, the credit card fraud is being happened. It's being happened. It's not stopped. It's being happened every day, and this would lead person like me to run into something which I never had thought in my life. Because I'm tired, I cannot do anything at this point. I have lost my job. I also have lost my prestige, my hope, belief to the system, not to trust anyone in the future, my family. And after all this, not being able to pay would put me in the jail. I do not have money, so I cannot pay, and that would lead me into jail. Okay, so this is my story. If you find this is like relatable, please share, and please save few lives if you can. All right, thank you.